What's up, freak shows, and welcome back to the Lucid Nightmare. I'm your host, as always, Jay Schatzer, and it's been a while. I've been pretty under the weather. A lot of crazy stuff's happening. For the last week and a half, things have finally slowed down. But actually, I got a whole bunch of stuff to show off. Even though things were hectic, a lot of movies were coming in, and the stack is not getting any smaller. It's getting larger because I'm falling behind on videos. But let's get into this one. It is a Quickie movie haul, and I've got some really awesome stuff, some exciting stuff to show off. Some movies that I really want to check out because there's a lot of first times in here, but a lot of classics as well. So let's jump in and see what we got for today. First up is a double feature. It is a double feature Scream Factory release, and I've actually watched both these movies. I got one review in the works out of these two, and the double pack combo is The Video Dead and Terror Vision. Now, both movies are pretty crazy. Video Dead, pretty much a cursed television set, sends out zombies and disrupts this suburban neighborhood, and this kid, a guy, and his sister have to kind of figure out a way to stop these zombies from taking over the neighborhood and taking over the world, I guess. Really goofy stuff, splatter horror, low budget 80s goodness in that one. With Terror Vision, this one is weird. I don't know what I was expecting with this one, but it is just kind of an over-the-top surreal look at a weird-ass family who their TV satellite gets a signal from an alien, and the alien messes with them, starts taking over their lives, taking them out, transforming into stuff. It's weird as hell. It's hard to describe because it just sounds kind of tame when I describe it like that, but it is weird. And I don't know, it was kind of off-putting to me. But I think I have to watch it with a new, fresh mind because I was expecting something totally different. But out of the two, I'm going to be doing a video review of Video Dead. That one is already written. I've already put all the footage together. I just need to get my butt in front of a camera and start filming. So look for that one. That's probably going to be the next one I'm going to do. So Video Dead is going to be the next one. But these are both first times in the collection. Never had them prior. And they are something interesting and special. For show. But let's move it on to a classic sci-fi from a very legendary filmmaker. It's his first feature film. I've owned it on DVD a long time ago and just wanted to get it for the upgrade. It was dirt cheap. It's been dirt cheap for a while. And if you've never seen it before, definitely check it out because it's an interesting kind of dystopian Big Brother kind of Brave New World looking kind of film. The old 60s kind of sci-fi. Well, not 60s, 70s. The movie I'm talking about is THX, do you say it as 1138 or 1138? But, yep, this one is George Lucas's, I almost said George Romero. This is George Lucas's first kind of feature. And after that, he did American Graffiti and then Star Wars, and you know the rest. But just figured I'd pick this one up. Like I said, I've owned the DVD a long time ago in a bunch of different formats, I believe, too. But just figured I'd upgrade it to Blu-ray because it is a pretty interesting film. A lot of cool concepts in there, pulling from legendary storytellers, and does his own little twist with it. So really cool stuff, and don't really have too much to say about it other than that. But if you haven't seen it, definitely check it out because it's a great film and great performances and just very interesting. But up next is a favorite of mine, 80s zombie horror. It's not really a I was gonna say it's not really a comedy, but it springs from a comedy series, if that's coming across at all. You'll know when I show you what it is. The movie is Return of the Living Dead 3, and of course the first two entries in this series are pretty much comedy horror straight up, and this one is hard to describe. It's horror, but it's not really comedy. It really kind of goes into some weird grotesque territory, and it's just pretty much a typical splatterfest. But really awesome film. This is the Vestron release. This is probably one of the last Vestron releases that I've been having my eye on that I didn't have. And I figured this would probably be the best time because it's just been so long since I've looked for this one to upgrade it. And I'm like, let's just do it because I have it on DVD. And this one just looks like a cool release. And it's always been one of my favorites. I know I've reviewed it on the channel years and years and years ago. So definitely check that one out if you want to see my take on this one. But yeah, in summary, I love it. Love the cast. Love the oddness and the kind of weird way that they skewed away from the comedy aspects of the first two in the series, and kind of went with a more, I guess you would even call it like a drama, because there's a lot of kind of special emphasis on turning into a zombie and what it's like, the dealing with the pain of being dead. Very interesting stuff. But special effects are awesome. I'm trying to think. I don't know if this is a Brian Usna directed film, or if he did the... Oh yeah, director Brian Usna. So, I mean, if you know anything about his work, it's definitely effects-heavy kind of horror splatter kind of stuff. Really awesome, cool, creative things in here, and just a really awesome classic. I love this one. Really like it a lot. So glad it's in the collection, upgraded finally. And soon I'll put it up in its home somewhere up there. I think is where the rest of them are at. But up next is a brand spanking new release. Just came in the mail today. Yeah, today. I don't know why I had to remember. But yeah, it is put out by Vinegar Syndrome. It was one of their new releases. Probably one of the only ones. I mean, there was probably a few that I was interested in. But this one was one I just wanted to grab right away because it looked really interesting. Right up my alley with, I believe it's three films I've never heard of in my life, but all look very, very intriguing. And it is the Mexican Gothic, the films of Carlos Enrique Taboada. Never heard of the guy in my life. Never heard of any of his films. But they look really, really awesome. Pretty badass stuff in here. And I don't even know what year. We got one of the ones is 1986, 1975, and in 1975. So the names are Poison for the Fairies, Darker Than Night, and Rapina. But looks really cool. I think they might be somewhat Edgar Allan Poe based, which is always a treat because I love the Italians' take on it, on that subject matter, as well as the Americans. But it'll be really interesting to see what a Mexican filmmaker can like pull out of their repertoire. And it looks really cool. And 70s, 80s cinema, so right up my alley. But definitely looking forward to checking this one out. I know it's not really a box set, but it's one of the few, or one of the handful, I would say one of the handful of box sets that I've been really looking forward to kind of jumping in and checking out, because I really know little to nothing about it. And I know I got a few more box sets coming in this week, so excited about that as well. One of my most anticipated ones is coming, I think it's going to be here Friday, and that is the Bollywood horror from Mondo Macabro put that one out. But I have been looking forward to that one for as long as I can't even remember. It is just one of those ones I've been dying to just dive right into and check them all out. But this one looks pretty badass, and looking forward to checking this one out as well. All first time in the collection. Up next is, I don't think I might have the first one in the collection on DVD, but this one up next is the Man Trilogy. I know there's probably, I think there was like an Arrow release of Man, or maybe it's Shout, I'm not really sure. But I figured, why not just pick up all three? I know they just get worse as the series goes on. But they're fun, harmless films with some crazy direction in the first one at least. And Liam Neeson's interesting in the role as Darkman. But yeah, Sam Raimi's. I know he directed the first one. I don't know who directed this number 2 and 3. But it's been a long time since I watched it, but I know they're a lot of fun from what I remember. And seems like a decent release. Don't really know too much about the transfer on this one, but not looking for perfection. But Darkman 1, 2, and 3 in this little collection from Universal. But, yeah. I got nothing more to say about it. Just wanted to show it. But, next up is... it's an 80s movie, 80s slasher movie that nobody really talks about. I reviewed it a long while back. I love this one, love the atmosphere, love the location. The killer is interesting. But I've owned this one on DVD and Blu-ray. And I wanted to get it on the Arrow video release. So I don't know if the transfer is any different, but you can't go wrong with Arrow. And I love this cover. It is Girls' Night Out. And there's the killer in the bear mascot costume attacking a young lady here. But it's just a fun, interesting 80s slasher that, like I said, nobody really talks about. But I enjoy the hell out of it just because it's really weird. It's all centered around a college campus in the 80s. And something happens in a hazing ritual. And like the next year, people just start dropping dead and being killed off by this crazy killer. And it's just cool. A lot of cool characters in it. And like I said, atmosphere. And just the location's cool. Just love it. I love this one. But yep, Girls' Night Out, the Arrow video release. And I don't even know where my other Blu-ray version is. I know it's somewhere in this mess. Who knows? But upgraded the upgrade. But let's go on to a movie I watched for the first time a couple days ago. And I don't know why. I love the hell out of this one. It is a... When did this come out? Early 80s. I know, early 80s musical. And I've always heard the song on the radio, the main song. Love the hell out of the main actress in it. But I didn't realize the other characters that were in this movie. But when I saw it, I was blown away. And I don't know, it hit kind of close to home because I have a lot of personal kind of things wrapped up with this movie for some reason. But the movie I'm talking about is Xanadu. And before you question my manhood, I like musicals in general. Moulin Rouge, for some reason, is one of my favorite films ever. I don't know why it hits, and why it just appeals to me so much, but love that movie. This one, I mean, it's a scattered mess in parts, and it's very unusual and very weird. It pretty much tells the story of a young painter who comes into contact with a muse who's sent by Zeus, if you can believe it, and they end up falling in love. So it's kind of a forbidden love story. And they have to... I'm not even going to explain it. It's just too weird. But love the hell out of it because I'm a huge, huge fan of Olivia Newton-John, if you didn't know. Reminds me of an ex-girlfriend, let's just say that. But Xanadu, fun stuff. Very weird, very early 80s. A lot of late 70s feel to this. And I didn't realize that the main character from The Warriors was in this one. The guy who plays Swan, Beck, I can't remember what his first name is. It is Michael Beck. So Michael Beck from The Warriors is the painter in this movie, and he falls in love with Olivia Newton-John. And also a famous movie star, Gene Kelly, is in this one. And he's a lot older, but he's still got all the moves. He's got all the dance moves in this one. And it's kind of a sweet story about how he was once fell in love with Olivia Newton-John's character years ago when he was younger, and things went awry, and he never kind of pursued her and was stubborn. So then he comes back and meets Michael Beck's character, and they kind of go to make a new club. I guess you could say it was a disco club, but there's roller skating involved. It's just insane. I feel stupid even just saying the premise out loud, but it's got a lot of cool tunes in it. And I enjoyed it. So before I look like any more of a weirdo, let's move on. But I've never owned it. First time I ever watched it was just a couple days ago, and I really dug it. So glad it's in the collection. But what is next? Oh me, oh my. It is a Warner Archive collection horror thrillers. And I think I own one of them on Blu-ray, but the rest are all going to be, well, let me just go over them individually. The movies are Innocent Blood, Body Snatchers, the 80s remake, Hunger, and Wolfen. I think I own Wolfen on Blu-ray already. Body Snatchers I just have on DVD, so it's an upgrade to Blu-ray. Hunger, I've never owned it in any format, and Innocent Blood, I don't think I've owned it in any format. So it's a nice little collection of really cool films. I mean, I've only seen the top three. I have not seen The Hunger. But damn good cast. So I'm looking forward to checking that one out for sure. With David Bowie, Susan Sarandon, and then you also got Catherine Deneuve in there. Deneuve, I don't know how to say it, but damn good cast, and looking forward to checking them out. But they're all on individual discs too, so there's no kind of compression of space. So that's kind of why I really wanted to pick it up, and someone was selling it for dirt cheap, so I said, why the hell not? I definitely want to see the Body Snatchers. It's been a long time, but that's kind of like my favorite series where they keep remaking it. I've liked every version so far, so. But let's move it on to the last one. So I don't want this to go on too long. Because I made a video once and went on too long, and I had to delete space on my phone, and I ended up deleting the video, and I took a break from Quickies for a while. That's kind of one of the main reasons I stopped doing this for a while, too. I was very frustrated. But last but not least is a weird movie. It is Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge. And this was watched with my friends and I a couple of years ago. We watched it at a Monday movie night, and it was very fun, very funny, and very weird. Pauly Shore is in this one, and it's just a fun 80s kind of look at mall culture, and then pretty much a mall is haunted by a crazy guy who was said to have burned down in a house fire or something like that. It's a little scatterbrained from what the story was, but it's fun, enjoyable, very weird, very unusual now I'm thinking about it, but I like it because I love the 80s style in it. Characters are fun and entertaining, and the movie is interesting. I think they should have just stuck with Phantom of the Mall, because with the little subtitle of Eric's Revenge, it just sounds weird. You know, it sounds like it's a sequel to a movie I've not seen, and from my knowledge, it is just a straight up movie, no sequel. So yeah, I don't know, but that is Phantom of the Mall, Eric's Revenge, and I've never owned it prior, so first time in the collection. Zippity doo dah. But let us showcase some of these movies off. We got some good stuff. Oh shit! Oh no! Oh god! Oh god, no! Oh heavens to Betsy! All right. There we are. Oh. So, a lot of good stuff in there. Yeah. Good stuff. Good haul. And like I said, I have a whole bunch of stuff coming in within the next week, next 2 weeks. And I got a whole bunch more to show of really good stuff that I kind of held off for another video. But definitely amazing stuff. So stay tuned for that. And I hope you guys are staying safe, out of trouble. You're not sick like I was for the last week. But hope you're doing good. So I will see you guys later, and I will see you the next time I'm in front of a camera talking about movies. See ya. Now get out.